Abby, and I'm here with 2015 eGolf, about to demonstrate a concept train parking function. Our 2015 eGolf did become available to U.S. markets about 2 months ago if you live in one of the ZEV states. This electric vehicle will take you 70 to 90 miles on one full charge. Now, speaking of charging, before we go any farther, it's very important to point out what's in our garage over here. On the ground, the rectangular silver box is a wireless inductive charging plate. You can learn more about that at the display that we have located inside. Also behind many of you is our park assist technology. You can hop in one of those vehicles and it will help you to parallel or perpendicularly park. But this car has the same technology. We are using existing Volkswagen functions. It's robust and proven. You can see here on both the front and the rear bumpers, the circles are sensors. Also, if you notice in the windshield there, just behind the rear view mirror, it appears to be a cutoff triangle. That's the camera. Now this camera takes a series of photographs, creating optical reference points. I'm sure many of you here at CES are familiar with facial recognition software. It's the same. If you were to see through the lens of that camera on a computer screen, myself, the car, and our fake yard here would all be covered with little red dots. But I'm a romantic, so I like to think of it more as the night sky. An ancient mariner learns those stars one time, and then they can navigate their ship over and over and over again. It's the same. We teach this car where to go once, and then it can go there over and over again. You use either your smartphone or, as I'm wearing here, an LG smartwatch to activate the car. I'm about to make her roll. Don't worry, my genuine German engineer, Torsten's back there with the red button in case anything happens, but it won't. Now, I assume many of you probably work in a large office building and have to park in a concrete parking structure. Yes, I live in an apartment, and I have to do a 5-point turn to back into my parking spot. The walls around me are concrete, painted white, eliminating depth perception. And once I'm in my spot, my passenger absolutely cannot exit. Not an option. I only have about 5 inches to get out of the car. Forget about the groceries in the trunk, they're stuck. Now maybe you live in a beautiful suburban home. You, sir, you look like you've got your 2.5 kids and your dog and your white picket fence, yes. It looks beautiful, but we know what's behind that garage door. It's a mess. You have the tools that you thought you had to buy that you don't really use. You have the stuff your wife won't let you throw away but you don't know what it is. Maybe you have a teenager, so you've dangled a tennis ball from the ceiling so the teenager knows to stop when it hits the windshield. Parking is a hassle. Research shows it's your least favorite function, so forget about it. Let's have the car do it for you. You simply come home from a long day at work, park at the end of your driveway, get the mail, and tell your smartwatch to park that car. Now, our vehicle is now going to travel on a path that we already trained it this morning, but oh no, the sandbox. What if the baby runs out in front of you? No worries, that car will stop. The sensors detect any obstacles. As we said at the beginning of the presentation, the car is now parking on top of a wireless inductive charging plate. You use your same smart device to tell the car to start charging, and that inductive plate will rise to meet the base of the vehicle. You might also notice while it's driving by itself, the hazard lights are on there. Now once it's in place and you tell it to start that charging, those LED lights will pulse at you to let you know it's happening. It takes about 6 to 7 hours to get to a full charge. You can also tell it to only charge during off-peak hours, and then you tell it to stop charging. Because if you're driving EV, that means you don't want the hassle of going to a gas station. Neither should you have the hassle of having to plug it in. The next morning, you're running out the door late to work with your coffee in hand. Don't worry, there's not a cord for you to trip over. Instead, you go to the original point and tell your car to come pick you up. You might notice our VW emblem there has deployed. Existing models do that. That is where we've conveniently hidden our rear backup camera, but that's not the camera making this car function right now. Once again, there's a camera on the front windshield that has taken a series of optical reference points. It is not GPS, and thus, that makes it much more reliable. It's more accurate. Look at the precision. The car has returned to exactly the same spot. It's like having a valet that you didn't have to tip. And the best part is this is robust technology that already exists on Volkswagens. What you would expect to pay for in a luxury brand is brought to the people, the people's car. So please be sure you check out all of the functions that we have here. Again, behind you we have our park assist, you can hop inside. We have our gesture touch concept at the Golf R inside. And we have German engineers here on hand if you have any technical questions. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your time at CES.